All right, what's going on? It's 12:01 on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being here today. If you're watching over on YouTube today, smash the thumbs up for us and be active over in the nasty chat there. We'll get to a few of those as we work our way through the show. You can also text us at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We'll get to a few of those text messages as well. The oil stream is brought to you by Boston Pizza, where kids eat free for the month of September. Dine in only. And parents, you have to have something. There's a minimum that you would have to spend as a parent sitting there having your kids eat for free. With that being said, there are a ton of kids in at Boston Pizza here in the month of September. And Boston Pizza actually does an excellent job.
You can just end the sentence
with kids.
there.
Well, no, but like with like kids in sports locally and stuff, they do an awesome job with all of that.
They do. Hernan just walks out.
I think
the studio door open.
So Westgate Boston Pizza will be good for some pre and post games.
Yeah, it will
and
be.
Jason at Clairview is going to hop on too. He said he wants a piece of the pre and post game.
Let's go, Jason.
As well. But it is 12:02 on September 15th. Main camp opens in a couple of days. Do you know where Connor McDavid is?
Yeah.
Right? The contract has yet to be signed, but he did walk out with Morgan Wallen on Friday night.
Yay.
Do you think there's any chance he has the nerve to walk out with Wallen and then walk away at the end of the year?
Yeah.
You do, eh?
I think
Eric today was just like, the moment he came out with Wallen, Eric's
No.
I know he's staying.
Now, do I think he has the nerve to do that? Yes. Do I think he's going to do that? No. I just want to clear that up. I enjoyed that portion of the show this morning. I was like, this is funny. I think, why wouldn't you walk out with evidently the biggest country music star going right now? I don't know. I don't pay attention.
I think he is.
Yeah, that's a cool moment, and it was pretty neat. And he wore the McDavid jersey. I saw it because everybody posted on their social media. Shout out to Connor and Leon for not dressing up like goofy fake cowboys. Like, we're seeing I said it on the Hangout too, like the whole cowboy boots with the Wranglers and the ratty shirt and the terrible mustache.
Connor did go plaid over a white t-shirt though.
Yeah,
right?
but he wore like sneakers, like a normal person should, not this stupid cowboy boot thing. You know what? Cool. I thought that was cool, and people were pumped up for it. I don't think it has anything to do with his future with the Edmonton Oilers, but a pretty neat thing. Like, if Brandon Flowers from the Killers was like, can you come on stage and just like play Triangle for a couple of songs? I'd be like, yeah.
You would do it, eh?
I have no musical ability.
So is the Killers the one band you would want to walk out with?
Yeah. Now there's a legit global phenomenon. Like, that is a true like rock band like that has staying power across the world. Unlike Morgan Wallen.
Wait a second, are you telling me that the Killers are bigger than Morgan Wallen?
They are. Like, globally. Like, do you think
sure, man?
Do you think you can go to Japan and people in Japan are like, oh, Morgan Wallen? No. In North America, that's where I think. But
the Killers are big in Japan?
Dude, they're huge globally. They're like one of the biggest bands
the Killers.
Globally. Yes.
When did this happen?
Over the last 20 years?
Come on, man. You're messing with me?
No.
I feel like you're messing with me.
I'm not.
I've missed the Killers becoming one of the biggest bands in the world?
Yeah.
You're messing with me. I don't believe it.
I would never mess with you.
Am I being pranked here? Is there another camera in the studio?
No. Global super band.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Buddy, they can tour the globe. Whereas you think Morgan Wallen can go to Australia? Or Turkey? Istanbul? The Killers can. You think Morgan Wallen is big in Brazil?
Like the Mr. Brightside guys?
Yeah.
A global phenomenon?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Now, I would go out there and play Triangle. Did you not see them with Bruce Springsteen at MSG?
I didn't.
Amazing.
I didn't.
Amazing.
Are you, man, okay. Am I way off for not knowing this? Andrew the Count says, Tommy's correct. The Killers are massive.
They are huge. Like,
Ryan Hodgson says, Tommy can't be right.
Look it up.
Penner's Pancakes says, Killers have sold 28 million records worldwide. Okay, let's look up bands that have sold the most records worldwide. I want to see that. I want to see this for my own eyes. So how about we search that?
Dwight K. Schrute says, this just said Tom hates Morgan Wallen. No, I don't. I don't know him. I find it, I don't know anything. I watched an interview of his the other day and I was like, oh, this is the guy that threw the chair off the rooftop patio on Broadway in Nashville. Sounds like a real winner. But he's a monster. Like he's a monster phenomenon in North America, and you can't take that away from him. So that's cool. And people really like him. And I appreciate when musicians and artists bring people together and creates a little community. I think that's a wonderful thing.
I'm just looking for the Killers on this list of like
Penner's Pancakes. As per Wikipedia, the Killers are considered one of the biggest rock bands of the 21st century.
I want to see if they're on this list of like
they have
selling
international acclaim. Whereas I don't know if Morgan Wallen has that. Like in North America, he's the biggest, right? And that's understandable. He's the it guy right now, which is cool. Like it's hard to do. And you got to give flowers for that, which I am. But like globally, once you have the global market, like that's completely different. The Killers have that. Morgan Wallen, I would question if that's the case with him.
Penner's Pancake says, I'm just as stunned, to be honest. Jasmine says, my friends thought his name was Morgan Wallace. Supersized Indiana Jones says, it actually surprises me the hell out of how many people didn't know who he was his last bit before the concert. Blows my mind.
I knew he did the song with Post Malone, and I like that song. I'm not going to lie, but I like Post Malone. Post Malone's a weirdo, and I kind of have time for that.
I want to know how many albums the Killers have sold. Trying to see
and the Killers are in that cross between where it was album sales to now where it's like streams and downloads. We're in a weird era, different era of music where it's like how many listen, like you on Spotify, it's like listeners per month and this and that.
Which group sings Mr. Brightside?
The Killers.
No. Like a fan base. I think it's a college football team.
Yeah. Like
their whole crowd sings Mr. Was it somebody will know the answer to this.
Mr. Brightside is 23 years old. I think it was released in like 02 or 03. And actually went out in the UK and they redid it in North America, if I'm not mistaken. And it's the original, it's like one of the first songs they ever wrote when they were playing like strip clubs in Vegas when they were just starting up. Anyway, wow, I'm a big Killers fan, obviously.
It sounds like you're a big Killers fan.
Like huge. Like I think the world of them.
How many times have you seen them?
3. All three times that they came here. They did like a Vegas residency last summer and I should have gone. And then they went to Phoenix and I should have... And I didn't. Gordfather
says they're a one-hit wonder band.
Gordfather about the Killers?
That's what he says.
Everything, all these things that I've done, Mr. Brightside, when you were young, somebody told me, The Man, which hit number 1, and it was a throwaway song that they put on one of their albums. Yeah, no, they're not a one-hit wonder, that's for sure.
Nasty Kenny says Linkin Park is 4 times bigger and better. I do like the Killers, though.
Linkin Park, I think, had global appeal as well. Smile like you mean
this is an interesting one. This one comes in. It says, do you think the Killers could sell out 2 back-to-back shows at Commonwealth?
No, because their audience here, they don't appeal to like honky-tonk people. Unfortunately,
but I would think if they have a huge global following, it wouldn't matter, right?
They could do one show.
Are they like a niche global band, like where it's cool to like the Killers, but they're not doing like
that's a fair way to put it.
They're not selling out like 60,000 seat.
Listen, girls aren't getting their Daisy Dukes on and cowboy boots to go to the Killers 2 nights in a row. They'll go one night and be like, "That was awesome," and then they'll go out and have a soiree. It's a different vibe to them. And they're older, too, now.
Dudley says, Morgan Wallen has sold 35 million records worldwide. The Killers have only sold 28.
Only.
Yeah, but Morgan Wallen's been around like 8 fewer years.
How much of that is in North America? I don't know. We could debate this till the cows come home.
I do
I was just
love
trying to create an
you just
example.
like dying on the Killers hill.
Oh, the Killers
I love
are
it.
the
And
best.
I didn't realize that they were as big as they are.
Okay, KD, this is an oxymoron, your comment. Morgan Wallen is literally a top 5 country singer in the world. He is talented. I'll tell you what, KD, outside of maybe North America, there is no country music. Nobody gives 2 iotas about country music except for North America. So, yeah, it's kind of like, well, they're not listening to country music in Europe. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so this was just texted to me. This is my buddy Tanel. You know Tanel.
I know Tanel.
Who has more number 1 hits, Morgan Wallen or the Killers? This is AI. Look at this thing. The AI is funny.
And?
It says Morgan Wallen has more number 1 hits than the Killers by quite a margin, depending on which chart you use. Morgan Wallen has 4 number 1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
He also has more number 1s on country specific charts
Well,
for sure.
that doesn't
obviously.
count. Throw that garbage
But he's
away.
got 18 number 1 songs on country radio.
Yeah, but country radio is, oh God, that's the biggest asterisk in the music industry.
The Killers, on the other hand, have had 0 number 1 singles on the UK official singles chart.
Mr.
they've
Brightside
had
is
several
in the top
number 1
100
albums
for 25 years.
They've said they've had several number 1 albums in the UK, but very few of any singles that top major charts like the Hot 100.
Okay.
So even AI says, so overall, Morgan Wallen has more number 1 hits than the Killers.
I don't care. The Killers are better musicians, artists, live band, everything. End of debate.
Super Indiana Jones says they don't listen to country music in Europe as such an ice cold take as popular, no, but still listen to. You hate country, Tommy.
Yes,
we get it.
I've said that multiple times today. Country is terrible.
I love country music,
It's
man.
pop music with a fiddle now.
You know what? You know one of my biggest regrets, and we'll get to stuff. We got lots of time, but one of my biggest regrets is not knowing really of Luke Combs before he came here.
Who is he?
And all my buddies are like, man, Luke Combs is coming to Commonwealth. I was like, Luke Combs. And then after he was here, I started listening to him and I was like, oh, I can see why he did multiple shows at Commonwealth because he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke Combs is really good.
No clue.
No clue at all.
Could not care less.
I'd argue Luke Combs is much bigger than the Killers.
Maybe. Again, this is it feels like it's very North America versus what I was initially saying globally. And then this text says, if the question is global game, Tommy is correct. That is exactly where this started. I love the debate this has sparked.
Yeah, it's we didn't know we needed it today, but it's
what a start to the week. Anyway,
it's funny. You know what? If Bo Akey would have played better, we'd already be talking about the Oilers.
90s country is an S tier music genre. Ooh.
90s country was incredible.
Shania Twain, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson. Those are the bands and musicians I would know. Reba. No.
Do you call her
Reba McEntire? No.
I thought you called her Reba McEntire.
Reba McEntire.
She had a TV show.
She did, called Reba.
The Godfather's in it says Tom looking at stats glaring in front of him and arguing harder for the Killers than he does for Skinner when his stats are glaring against him too.
Oh, God. Whatever.
Dudley says, as of June 2025, Luke Combs has sold 155 million units, making him the second highest selling country artist of all
This
time.
is mind-blowing.
This includes album sales, vinyl, CDs, and other forms of consumption certified by the RIAA.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't have time for country.
But Luke Combs is he's a superstar, that guy.
You know what?
He's unreal.
If you like it and it makes you happy, that's all that matters. And I'm happy if you're happy. And I'll leave it at that. And if there's such a good vibe around the city over the weekend, and a lot of it had to do with the concerts. And I think that's great.
Well, yeah, it was a good buzz. Everybody who went to the concert seemed to have a pretty good time.
Yeah.
So that was nice, and I'm glad everybody had a good time at the concert.
I like that.
Connor McDavid with this is where it started. Connor McDavid had to walk out. And you said you'd walk out with the Killers. That's where it started.
Yes, I played triangle for them if they needed
Totally
me to.
forgot
Yeah.
where it started.
Yeah.
And for me, I would want to walk out with Weird Al Yankovic.
He's great.
That would be the coolest thing for me.
Yeah.
So all of my opinion that we just had on music totally out the window probably with that last comment, but that's Yeah. Pinto Creek says, I'm pretty sure that Taylor Swift is much bigger than the Killers.
Yeah, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Are you sure?
She put on a global tour and sold out like stadia across the world. That is massive.
Golf guy Steve texts in. Says, happy Monday, fellas. Quick shout out to Tommy for stopping by my table for a chat at Kelly's Pub following the Leonard Skinner concert last Thursday, which was unbelievable.
Good to see you guys,
DVD
Steve.
was even there too.
Yep.
Did you go to Leonard Skinner?
No.
Oh.
But the aftermath of the concert, people were there. Looked like everyone had a good time. Good to see you, golf guy, Steve.
Country is the Thomas Seck of music. No matter how much good it does, Tommy despises it.
I don't despise Thomas Seck.
Well, he's not in your top
takes
five,
today.
is he?
Nope.
No, but Regula apparently is.
Vergula.
So we'll get to rankings of importance.
Yes, we have to conclude those.
4 through 1.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2. No, 5 through 1.
5 through 1.
Well, 5 through 1. So we'll get to that. We'll get to your Popeyes headlines. Play Alberta by the numbers as well. If you watched either of the rookie games, please chime in with your thoughts on it. We'll get to a few of those as well as we work our way through the show. Just gonna grab this other mouse here.
Okay. Text us 780-218-9999. Also, a couple of other notes to pass along, Dusty. Like, people had been asking, what about Klim Kostin? And Kostin was pandering to come back and in the Russian media. And I said, I was told that the Oilers don't have any interest in him coming back. I stand by that. Then Chris Johnston from The Athletic, and you see him on TSN, kind of confirmed what we had been saying. You had asked about Carter Hart, and I said that's a name that really wasn't being discussed a lot by the Oilers brass. And then CJ came out with hey, he's looking to go to an American team, wants to avoid Canadian teams, understandably so, after everything that went down with the trial and all that. So, yeah, just a couple of confirmations there. And then in terms of PTOs, I really haven't heard much and not sure who they would bring in.
It was the Michigan Wolverines who sing Mr. Brightside going into the fourth quarter.
Right.
We've got that one done. And then this great text came in. I got to get to it. Horse eyes. The Killers are the Matthias Janmark of the music industry.
That's a terrible team.
Huge globally, though. More people care about Matthias Janmark overseas than in North America.
Sure.
He had his own EA Sports NHL cover in Sweden.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. We looked this up in the offseason. Matthias Janmark had a cover over there.
There's better options than him, even for the Swedes. Anyway, whatever. This is funny. I'm enjoying this. And people are good zingers today.
Yeah, there's been some good ones. People are pretty fired up.
Well done.
All right, let's dive into your Popeyes spicy headlines coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. If you're looking for a bite to eat for lunch, why not go try those chicken dippers now available at all Popeyes locations, and the option to have that new Popeyes signature dipping sauce as well. So what you take away from these two rookie games, Matt Savoy is by far the best Oiler involved here.
Yep, that's good, as expected.
Bo Akey, I think, has probably hurt his stock or his buzz, at least so far.
Didn't look good on
Ike Howard was okay.
Sure.
And this Marala has impressed based on expectations.
Yeah. Now take everything that happened in these two games with a grain of salt. This is, same kind of scenario as the Young Stars Classic. You'd see some things, little flashes here and there, and you make some conclusions, or you get an idea of the player that, you're keeping an eye on, or you had some interest in. But a lot of it can be thrown out the window once actual training camp starts. So am I worried about Bo Akey? No. Did he play soft and look less than inspired yesterday? Yes. Am I concerned about it? Me personally, not really. Curious to see how he does when things get going for real. Same with Ike Howard. And it's good that, I think even Quinn Hudson made some nice plays too. That goal Szymanski scored was nice. Good setup by Hudson to Szymanski. maybe little indicators overall from those two games, but nothing that I would, lean on heavily going into main training camp, because a lot of these rookies are going to be in tough. And I wouldn't put too much stock into what we saw from those two games. And that first
Not even
game,
with Savoy? Like Savoy, you expect him to be the best player on the ice?
Yeah, and he did.
And he was, right?
mark.
Like that's,
check mark.
to me, that's a pretty big step for Savoy to be like, I've already played a year of pro.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out here and dominate these games. He did. He looks like a guy who isn't going to be overwhelmed come main camp.
He shouldn't.
Where I'm not too sure on Howard.
Well, with Howard and Akey a little bit, I wondered too if they kind of dialed it back. Not that they should, but that was something as I was watching the first game and then catching the extended highlights of the second one. I'm like, are these guys going easy because they know real camp starts on the 17th and that's when they really need to kick it into high gear? That's possible. I don't think that's the best way to attack training camp, but who knows? Akey's been through this a couple of times. Howard probably knows where he's gonna get a fair shake at a roster spot. So, and that first game especially, Dusty, like watching the first two periods, super scrambly.
That's what it is.
Again,
right?
very much like the Young Stars Classic. So I don't personally put a ton into these two games, and I think when we start to see the split squad game this weekend coming up in the first couple of preseason games, that's where I think we can make a better judgment of where these high-end prospects for the Oilers, or at least the better prospects in their talent pool, are really at.
Jay over on the chat on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Main camp begins later this week. Jay says, I would bet it is harder to play your game when people are all out of position on the ice.
Yeah.
So for a guy like Howard, maybe,
Yep.
once you get to the next level, which would be preseason games with split squads, maybe playing at a higher level with some higher thinkers, let's just say.
Better execution.
Maybe that'll help him a little bit. But
Yeah.
I mean, he also hasn't played a year of pro like Savoy has. Like Savoy should look more seasoned and more ready than Howard. He just should, right?
Yeah, and that's why I had him one spot up.
You
Howard
did
in the rankings of importance.
importance.
And I said, hey, this can change, but as of right now, one guy has a full year of pro where he was an all-star, worked on his game. You heard him talking about it last week in availabilities. He said he worked on his defensive game. That's responsible. That's responsible hockey. And that's, rounding out your game. And now he's got to do it at the next level. And I think Savoy is willing to take that challenge on. And that's why I put him slightly above Howard. Maybe Howard has the better high-end potential, but I'm not taking anything away from Savoy's ability. So we'll see. Like, it's going to take a little bit of time and an adjustment, and Savoy probably has a better angle at it with that year of experience. And I think that's something Dusty is good to remind everybody of.
Where would you pencil in Savoy in the opening night lineup for the Oilers right now?
I don't know, second or third line right wing, depending where we're at with Zach Hyman.
Well, depending at where it's at with Hyman, right?
Again, he's got to have a good camp. He's got to earn the spot on the team. That's important. He's got to show competence in his own zone. If that PK can get any better for the Oilers and he can contribute to that, that'd be huge. PK was very hot and cold all season long, cold in the playoffs too.
If Hyman can't go to start the year, you've got Savoy on the right side. You've got Kapanen on the right side.
Yeah.
Then you're playing Mangiapane maybe
Yeah.
over on the right side. Frederick slide over on the right side. Like if you look on like left guys who would
Slide
in
over.
a perfect world be left wingers.
Yeah.
Mangiapane, Podkolzin, Howard, Matthias Janmark, Trent Frederick. If you're going to play Henrique on the wing, Henrique would likely play on the left side.
Yeah.
Nuge plays over on the left side. Like there's not a lot of competition on the right side here for Matt Savoy to be either second or like if he's
Correct.
If Hyman's not there to start the season, who's your first line right winger?
Ugh, that's tough. Might have to be Mangiapane, and then you have to slide Nugent Hopkins up.
So you slide Nuge over on the left side,
Maybe.
and play with McDavid and Mangiapane, and then you have Draisaitl.
Podkolzin.
Let's say with Podkolzin and Savoy.
And that's okay. Again,
and then you'd go.
I don't hate pot
Then
goals
you'd
for
have
the
to go
love of God.
Henrique, Frederick, and Howard. Some sort of combination there.
Yeah. I still think Henrique's better served as a winger. I don't know if the coaching staff sees it that way. I'm curious to see what
They're not in a place, though, where both Henrique and Nuge can be on the wing. Well, I guess Frederick could be your third line
What
center.
happens if Philp is good? What happens if Lazar has a good camp? And they could be fourth line guys. What can you slide Lazar or Philp over to the right side?
Oh, I thought you were going to say third line.
No.
I was just like,
fourth line, but
yeah. I mean, Frederick.
Where's Tomasek on this?
Frederick, actually, you know what?
Right?
Well,
Can you start him for a few games while you let Hyman get healed up if he needs it? These are hypotheticals, obviously.
no, but I think you make a pretty good point with Tomasek because he's a center, but he shoots right.
Mm-hmm.
If he was going to play one of the wings, it would be the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And if Hyman can't go to start camp, Savoy and Kapanen, and then Philp and Lazar are your only right shot guys in the entire group.
And we were
So
talking
Tomasek, maybe there is a little bit of a window here for Tomasek
perhaps
to play for a few weeks and see if he can
prove himself.
prove himself a bit.
And then Reed and Benny, we were talking when I was putting together the rankings of importance. And like I said, I took some input from the boys and I kind of adjusted some things. They made a good point. Kapanen does get a lot of clout from the coaching staff where they seem to slide him up because they like his game. And he'll have a couple of good games and then he'll kind of fade away. And then he comes back a couple weeks later and they put him in a position to succeed and he plays well. And then he has a couple good games. Then he slides back down. So there's a penchant for him to get bumped up. Do I love it? Not really. Does it work sometimes? Yeah, that's good. That could happen.
MH over on the on the text line at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 says, I agree with that. Savoy needs to show his abilities in camp, but who plays ahead of him
Yeah.
right now, even if he has a bad camp? That's the thing. Like, to me, this is why these two conversations are probably a little bit different when it comes to the two rookies that everybody's sort of penciling in.
Mm-hmm.
There are not a lot of people competing on the right side with Matt Savoy.
Correct.
Whereas if Ike Howard only looks okay or so, or even a little bit less than okay in camp, you got a ton of options on the left side.
Yep.
You can put him down in the American League for a little while and let these vets play. Let him sort of start to adjust to pro hockey down there. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to be on Edmonton Sports Talk going, oh, he's a bust. They have a lot of depth on the left side, and they've got centers who they can move over to the left side, and a lot of their versatility is driven towards the left side.
Yeah.
Whereas on the right side, I just laid it out. Matt Savoy is competing with right shots. Hyman might not even be able to play at the beginning of the year.
Correct.
We're talking Tomasek, Kapanen, Philp, and Lazar.
Yeah. That's
I mean, Savoy's on this team to start the year.
yeah.
Undoubtedly.
You know what's funny too is it seems like the last few years the right side has been like they need depth on the right side. Where Corey Perry would slide up. Well done by Corey Perry. You know, got that contract and had a great year last year with 19 goals. Good playoffs. But it is thin again on the right side with Hyman injured. We'll see.
Yeah, when Hyman gets back, all of a sudden, Savoy might just always. You think there's any chance he opens on McDavid's wing?
Maybe. Let's see how he does at camp.
Put yourself in McDavid's shoes. Well, I guess they'd probably flip Mangiapane over to the right side.
I would assume as
Who
much.
else could they throw on the right side there? Not much.
Not much.
Kapanen?
Yes. Because, like I just said, sometimes they slide him up there.
All right, what say you, everybody? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Tommy, what are all the details on camp this week? How does it all go down?
Rookies have obviously gone through their thing. So vets report, quote unquote, although they're pretty much all here. On Wednesday, it'll be medicals and physicals, and they hit the ice on Thursday. We got
full-blown line combinations Thursday full roster.
And we'll dive right in. We got
can you believe that?
We got a bit of a look ahead from Oilers Communications. 2 2 practices Thursday, 2 practices Friday, Saturday practice, then scrimmage. Sunday, you get the split squad versus Calgary at 6. So it's going to be moving quick. And then the Saturday is the 20th, I believe. That's fan day. So fans are able to come down to Rogers. And think
that's a scrimmage.
And that's where we anticipate the full reveal of the alternate uniform.
Seen some of those already coming out.
Yeah.
Not the Oilers, but I saw the
Red
Caps had theirs.
There's a bunch that are starting to emerge, and the Oilers will have theirs on fan day, and you'll get to see the whole head-to-toe uniform. And I think, that might serve people better in assessing their take of the third jersey, the alternate.
Because I think overall, so far, the reaction has kind of been
negative.
Meh. They're still going to sell 1 million of them, but
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see it with the full setup. YYC, no flames for me over on the YouTube chat. And hammer the thumbs up for us if you are watching over on YouTube today. And make sure you turn on autoplay, because when we're done, it'll take you right on over to EST Afternoons. More football, more Oilers talk with Hernan and Gager. We're at 44 likes right now, so let's keep pounding that over there. It says, I am a lot more comfortable with lower expectations and players maybe exceeding, rather than last year when expectations were sky high for those new guys and they were basically a bust. And he's talking about the Skinners and the Arvidsson. You bring them in, you're like, oh, they're going to be great fits. And then, up and down seasons, I think, would probably be the best and safest way to describe.
That's fitting.
Describe the years for those two guys. Tommy, if the McDavid deal is not done now, when is the reason? What's a reasonable?
I'm standing by
speculation
game one, before the end of, or before the start of the season. That's
so you have 3 weeks to get this thing done.
Yeah. Figure it out. He walked out to Morgan Wallen, or with Morgan Wallen.
One of the biggest stars in the world right now.
Well, North America, I'd say, but to each their own, I suppose.
I honestly, I'm not even going to guess anymore. I don't know.
I'm just going to stand by before the season starts.
If he doesn't have a contract before the season starts.
Spaghetti-O?
Well,
that's where I would be like, okay, now I've gone from a 0 to a 10%.
Yeah, see, and I've already moved off of 0, but I'm very, very low. It's like, to me, there's like a 1% chance where I'm now thinking, this is weird. Why is this not done yet? What could they possibly be negotiating? So I'm not at 100 anymore, but I'm like at 99 point something. Whereas you're saying if it gets to puck drop opening night and that thing ain't signed yet, then
that's where I go from a 0 concern to 10%.
Okay.
And then as the months go by without a deal, I think I would probably jump up 10% each month. Just like as a basic.
Just as a general
scale, I'd say.
I hope when it is eventually signed, we find out why then.
What was the hitch?
Yeah, Draisaitl signed September 3rd.
Right.
Why did McDavid not sign till October 3rd? I'd be curious to know what that timeline was like. And whether it's somebody local or Elliott or somebody nationally, somebody will get to the bottom of that and be like, oh, here's what they were talking about. Here's why it drug on a little bit longer. Riding the Pine over in the chat says, at what point do Oilers fans start to boo every time McDavid touches the puck because he hasn't signed yet?
Oh, come on.
That'll never happen.
Riding
that
the
would
Pine.
be, buddy, I think you're trying to be really hilarious there. Can you imagine them booing McDavid while he hasn't signed long-term yet?
We also had the hypothetical, does he become a villain? And people were getting mad at us because that's the clip we posted. It generated clicks. But yeah, Riding the Pine, I know what you're getting at.
But I mean, he hasn't signed yet, so the conversation is there. If he leaves, does he become a villain? Right?
And we had that conversation. Yeah, people would be hurt by it, and he would kind of become a villain. Again, hypothetical. We have to just really punctuate that. I don't think it gets there.
Froma69 says, if there's no signing before the season, and this team wins 4 of their first 10 or something stupid, the bombs will be going off.
Fair.
Saskatoon Muncher
fair.
says, I'm at a 0, but as soon as the puck drops on the regular season, I'm right up to 50.
Ooh, steep. It's a steep jump up.
Gord over on YouTube says, hey guys, I know Connor said shouldn't be a distraction in the room, but what about Ekholm, Wallman, Podkolzin, etc. without deals? They are justified to be distracted while waiting for Connor with no deal.
I understand that sentiment. I'm curious where things go with Ekholm. Keep a keen eye on him, see how he plays this year. Hopefully that abductor muscle that was torn is all good. Wallman, I think, would be a priority. Podkolzin, I get there when you get there kind of thing. I think there's bigger fish to fry. And Ekholm and McDavid certainly, and obviously Wallman would be way ahead of Podkolzin in terms of priority. But that's a fair point. I don't mind that thought.
G-Dog the Hog says, I'm really starting to wonder if a Canadian team will ever win the Cup again. I think McDavid feels the same way.
Yeah, but they're so close. Also, great point, and that reminds me of something I saw on Instagram yesterday. The last time a Canadian team won the Cup, the caption was, these were video game graphics, and it was NHL 94 or 93.
Well, they won in 93, so, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while. A killer game, though.
It wasn't even called NHL. It was called NHLPA. They had the names of the players and only the cities, but not the licensing from the league. Which is, for young kids out there, like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like no names of teams and no logos, but colors and names of the players. It was NHLPA 93.
And then NHL 94.
Got everything.
They got everything, and that's where you start to get the team names.
Yeah.
Penner's Pancakes over in the chat. Wallman, 6 years by 6. Ekholm, 2 years by 3.5. Podkolzin, 3 years by 2.25. And Kulak, 3 years at 3.75
I like that.
million.
I like that. Kevin.
I think I'd probably try to go 2 years on Kulak. But outside of that, a strong list.
Yep.
Outside of that, pretty good list.
I like that. I'm with you.
Poop Stains texts in and says, guys, it'll be 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds if he's not signed by puck drop. That's the thing. Like, that's when I think that's when a lot of people start to go, okay. Because I think right up to the day before puck drop, people are like, oh, today's the day. They'll announce the contract.
I feel like people are going, today's the day. Every day now.
I wasn't thinking that today. I don't know when.
What if they drop it just like on an obscure day in the middle of training camp, and all of a sudden we get a notice, like a significant press conference, like, oh, here we go. It catches us off guard. Like the worst they could do it is on a Sunday where they're supposed to have like a day off.
They're not going to do that. This is too big of an announcement to
it's important.
do on a Sunday. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense to me. Outside of this whole McDavid contract, Tommy, and we'll get to Tommy's top 5 in the rankings of importance here for your Play Alberta by the number segment. But outside of McDavid contract, see, this is why it's funny, because it won't be a distraction. But as we sit here preview camp, we go, outside of what is clearly the biggest story around this team.
Of course.
What's the number 2 story in your mind? What's the next biggest thing to watch for heading into camp?
Stu Skinner.
Hey, it's Stu Skinny, right? Isn't that
a little bit skinnier?
There's some reports he's dropped a few LBs.
Yeah, Murray was saying
probably due to stress.
He's just losing weight.
He's not wanting to, but he's so damn stressed about the market that he can't keep weight on right now.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on.
What did the Merman say?
The Merman says that Stu looks trim and down to what he was a couple seasons ago, and he had bulked up last year, and we'll see if that helps him with his lateral movement and his ability to make quick saves, those reflex style saves, which he can do, but he got caught out of position a bunch of times, and Joaquin had to describe lateral movement and break it down so many times last year, and we'll see if that helps, and then the new goalie coach could help him as well, and I stand by this. I think it's a make it or break it season from Skinner, and hopefully he makes a statement early in a good way, positive way, where he gains the trust of the fan base again, and people can feel confident in the goaltending, and that's not a concern. But he's going to need some help from his defense, the 5-man unit in front of him, things that were porous at the start of last year. It's a team game, but let's see if he can bounce back and be a positive storyline. So to me, I'm watching Stu all camp long and in his performances in preseason games.
I don't think this would have been my answer coming in, but I'm actually, after the conversation we had, I'm somewhat intrigued by the right side.
That's fair too. That's legit.
Let's see how Hyman looks. And then let's see how it sort of falls in behind him, because your other options on the right side, for righties at least, Savoy, Kapanen, Tomasek, and then maybe Phil. I think Philp and Lazar are more battling for
13th forward
or a possible fourth line center if one of them has a really good camp. And then, I guess the juggling, there are so many different possible combinations that you can have because of the ability to play Frederick at center, Henrique at center, or Nuge at center. Like, you could be starting on your left side.
And Mark, by the way.
Yes. There was one really good Janmark text in. I don't know if
there's no such thing as just one really good Janmark.
I'll say this. There were more text messages about Matthias Janmark today than goals he scored last year. So that's interesting. But yeah, the right side, I think, let's see how that sorts itself out and which lefty ends up getting moved over to the right side. And where's Mangiapane play?
Yeah.
Right? If Podkolzin and McDavid, if Podkolzin really, or Draisaitl really loves Podkolzin on his wing, then is Mangiapane a third line winger, or is he a first line winger?
He could be both. Right?
I mean, he can bounce up and down.
Yeah, exactly.
But where does he start the year?
I think the Hyman thing will have a lot to do with it. Because I could see him being with McDavid and sliding over to the right side. You get Nugent Hopkins up on the left side. And then your third line, Frederick or Henrique plays center there. I'd like to see Frederick at center with Henrique on the wing. I don't want to just write Adam Henrique off. I think he's probably better served on the wing. Maybe he could be more effective. So yeah. But that's if Frederick is a competent centerman. That's probably a big if.
Yeah, and I don't know if we'd really get a read on. I don't want to be sitting here after preseason games going, "Oh, Frederick can play center." I want to see it in the regular season.
Sure, but he's got to do it in the preseason to get.
I would think do it in the preseason and don't suck. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, this guy's definitely a third line center," until I see it in the regular season.
And that's totally valid. I'm with you on that too. I agree.
Okay, so let's play this game. If they go down the middle with McDavid, Draisaitl, Frederick in your top 9.
Yep.
Your options for the wings are Mangiapane, Nuge, Henrique, or he could be a fourth line center, I guess.
Correct.
Henrique, Podkolzin, Ike Howard, Matt Savoy.
Yeah.
So Mangiapane to the right side.
Yes.
Nuge with McDavid.
Yep.
Henrique on the left side with Frederick. Or somehow they go Frederick, Howard, and Henrique.
Oh, yeah. Could you put Henrique on the right side?
Does Howard play the right side?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know if he played right side in school.
We'll have to ask him.
I thought he was asked. I thought on one of his first availabilities he was asked about that. I can't remember though.
I watched most of it.
That's going back.
I'm curious to just go and chat with them later this week. Oh no, I won't be able to.
Let's see here. You can text us at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Coach Mike says, what do you guys have 97 point-wise again? Over 127 points this year gets him into the top 50 all time.
I think I had him over 125. Didn't we do the over-under?
We were reading through Stoff's.
Yeah.
Unless you guys did that while I was gone.
No. We went through Stoff's list, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have him over 127.
Same.
Yep. All right, let's dive into your numbers game for Play Alberta. If you've not yet downloaded the new Play Alberta app, it is new and improved, and they've got improved odds for all major North American leagues this year, including NFL and, of course, the NHL. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues. NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun. You are supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YEG50 or EST Sports, and you will get a $50 free bet on a $50 deposit. All right, rankings of importance.
Yes, let's
5 through 1. Let's wrap up another year of the rankings of importance from Tom Gazzola. Let me recap. 25 through 6. Max Jones at 25.
Yeah.
Tomasek at 24. On a team that has no right wingers.
Yep.
Plus, he could play center.
Okay.
23, Lazar. 22, Philp. 21, Emberson. 20, Matthias Janmark. 19, Kapanen. 18, Stetcher. 17, Howard. 16, Savoy. 15, Podkolzin. 14, Henrique. 13, Kulak. Pickard, 12. Frederick, 11. Mangiapane's 10. Stewie Skins is 9. Wallman is 8. Nuge is 7. Nurse is 6. That brings us to the top 5. Who's number 5 on the list?
Zachary Martin Bartholomew Hyman.
How much of this is just got to be healthy contribution to this list?
No, I didn't factor in the wrist complication or anything like that. I just think he is A, their best right winger. B, he sets a tone for them physically. I know he's not like going to go and absolutely destroy guys with hits or anything, but he plays the in the opposition's equipment style. He goes to the tough areas. He's a pain in the ass, thorn in the side, whatever you want to describe him as for the opposition. And I think the guys feed off of him. And, is he going to be a 50 goal scorer again? I doubt that, but is he good for 30 to 40? Yeah, absolutely. And they are a better team when Hyman is in the lineup. So I think he is one of their most important players, one of their most important forwards. So I have him number 5.
Number 4 on the list.
Evan Bouchard. And he could elevate and push himself up to number 3 at some point. But I think his success is still a little bit dependent on whoever is in number 3 slot. If Evan Bouchard can come out of the gates much better than the past few seasons and be reliable in his own zone like he was later in the year and definitely, mid first round on, I think he slides into number 3. If he can really solidify himself at both ends of the rink consistently, then he could become the number 3, but he's not there yet. Let's see how he does. Got the big ticket. That's out of the way. That's not going to, bother him or be on his mind. If it was at all last year, I'm not sure. I think there probably was an element to that. But yeah, Evan Bouchard could be a 70-point defenseman, 70 plus again, but just hopefully he's better in his own zone. And that's what's holding him back and has him at number 4.
Number 3.
Matthias Ekholm.
Oh, Matthias Ekholm, number 3 on the list.
I think the Vikings, status on this team is very high still, even though he's getting older. I think that, again, Bouchard goes when Ekholm goes. If Ekholm's there, Bouchard is better. And this guy is still, their quote-unquote number 1 defenseman. Hopefully he's healthy. Hopefully he's not hampered by anything. And I think he's going to still be... He plays a style, Dusty, that I think is conducive to playing long in the NHL, like into his late 30s. It doesn't overly...
He's smart about the way he plays.
Himself. Yeah, he doesn't beat himself up. Yeah, he blocks shots and all that stuff, but he plays a way that I think he can play a few more years at a very reasonable level.
I'm a little surprised you had Ekholm ahead of Bouch.
It's because Bouchard isn't his best without Ekholm being there. Mainly. That's why I had him at number 3. And again, I think he sets a tone.
Bouch played some pretty good hockey in the playoffs.
Yep.
Before Ekholm came back.
Yeah, he did.
He held his own a little bit. That might have been the best we've seen from him without Ekholm.
Now, if Bouchard plays like that to start the year, I think by the end of the year and going into next year's rankings of importance, Bouchard's ahead of Ekholm. That's what I fully stand by that. But I just think as of today, Bouchard maybe still needs Ekholm, and I hope he proves us wrong.
All right, number 2 on the list.
The Deutschland Dangler, Leon Draisaitl.
Once again, number 2.
He would probably be number 1 on most teams' rankings of importance.
On 25 teams.
Number 1, yeah. This guy, he's in his prime. He's a monster. He's a beast. He can be grumpy, but really he's a nice guy. And he's a superstar, and the Oilers are very fortunate to have him, and it's good that they developed him, and it's great that they've got him locked up. And he is the yin to number 1's yang.
And number 1,
Connor McDavid.
no contract locked in, still number 1 on the rankings of importance.
Best player in the world.
I think it's probably important to have him at number 1 on that list because just imagine what you could get for him at the deadline.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just not even going to acknowledge
Just let me make one funny joke.
You made a funny.
It's not a funny joke.
Yeah.
Nobody's joking here. They'll get done. It'll be the highest AAV we've ever seen. And then in a few years, when the cap continues to skyrocket, do you think it's a 1-year deal? Do you think there's any chance it's a 1-year deal?
I don't know. I maybe.
Does he just go LeBron 1-and-1s? Like LeBron right now just has always been signs for a year, has a player option for a year. And then he determines what he wants to do that year and then signs another player option for the year. I wonder if McDavid goes, I'll give you another year. Let's see how it goes. And if we're in a good spot after that, I'll give you another year. And after that, I'll give you another year.
I feel like that's unlikely, but it's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's just so tough because if an injury hits and you're sitting there going, you turn down $100 million on a deal to create some
demand or whatever.
Yeah, some flexibility for you moving forward.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it'll be 1 year. I think it'll be multi-year. I don't know if it'll be. It sounds like it's not going to be 8-year or whatever, but who knows?
Rip City Step says Regula must be 0.
You know what, Rip City Step? You've been on the Regula train for so long. I will give him the honorable mention.
Oh, nice.
Just for you.
Who did you honorable mention once before and it kind of became a thing?
Pickard.
Calvin Pickard.
Yeah.
He was an honorable mention. Who were the 2 goalies that year? He was the honorable mention.
Jack Campbell.
Well, that's going back a little ways now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It eventually worked out for Pickard.
That's right.
That's right. All right, there you go. What's coming up on EST afternoon, Zach?
It's going to be a busy show. Hernan and Gager are going to recap the Elks being crushed in the 6. NFL Sunday recap as well. The Reed Wilkins will be
Reed Wilkins is on the show.
140 impression. Preston Hodgkinson from Daily Hive to talk some Oilers as well.
A local guy.
Young Gun rookie recap.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good show.
How was your weekend, man?
It was solid. It was busy. Yeah.
Was it? Busy
I was doing
weekend for you?
Nadeuk's PA down at the rink.
Like the PA announcing.
Yeah.
Not even the play-by-play. You're just doing PA.
Yeah, I was just doing the PA. Yeah,
How do you like doing PA?
It's interesting, man. It gets you juved up for sure. Like once you're cracking on the mic.
Tell me more about this term, juved.
Juved? Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of.
I like it, man. I'm juved up right now because of you being juved up over the weekend.
It got me excited.
Are you trying to say jacked up?
Sure.
And juiced together?
Yeah. Yeah,
I like
I guess
it.
that's where it is.
Juved up, man. I think it's great.
I think it's neat.
I was grooving for sure.
Yeah,
they came back too. They're down 1-0,
really?
and then
you say Ooks goal scored by.
Goal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
nice, man.
That was an exciting game for preseason too.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done PA. I think I can't remember where, but I have done it before.
A good PA,
different inch. For sure.
A good PA voice sets the tone in any building
for the in-house, man. It's a big deal. Yeah. There you go. The young pipes of Ice Cube was what'd you say? What was the term?
Juved up.
It's juved up.
Is that brain rot, or did you just like?
It's probably my own brain.
I was wondering if it was a younger person's comment.
Yeah.
Us older guys don't understand what being juved up is all about. All right, that's going to do it for the oil stream today, which is brought to you by Boston Pizza. The rankings of importance have been completed. And once again, Connor McDavid is the most important member of the Edmonton Oilers, hopefully for the next few years. We'll keep tabs on that contract discussion as we work our way towards main camp, which is just around the corner. Thanks for getting through the summer with us. It's been a real treat.
We made it.
Yes, we got through it. We got hockey just around the corner here. For Tom Gazzola, I am Dustin Nielson. EST Afternoons is on the way next, followed by the Reed Wilkins Show from 3 until 6. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning on the Nielsen Show, the morning of the Estes. Take it easy.